9 years ago today, we were hit. Terrorists hit us, and we had a catastrophe that we didn't see coming. 2 years ago, this October, we had a financial crisis that hit that we didn't necessarily see coming. Well, guess what? The economic crisis, the debt that is coming in this country, is the most predictable economic crisis we've ever had before. We know what is on the horizon. We know the path that this country is on, and we know that it's unsustainable. So what is our current government doing about it? They're making it worse. They're making it worse. The budget that President Obama passed doubles our national debt in 5 years, and it triples it in 10 years. That was just the beginning. You think stimulus created a whole bunch of jobs? We've lost 3 million since they passed the bill. Now they want to do a third or fourth round of it. You think this health care bill is going to work? No! I tell you one thing. We get Congress, the first thing we're going to work on is repealing this law. Look at what we're getting out of Madison. Look at what we're getting out of Washington. We're getting cap and trade, government takeover of health care, financial services, tax, spend, and borrow. And look at this unsustainable path. My wife Jen and I, we live over in Janesville. We've got 3 kids. They're 5, 7, and 8 years old. You know, for the last 40 years, the size of our government has been relatively constant and consistent in size. We've taken 20 cents out of every single dollar made in America to pay for the federal government. Well, by the time my kids are my age, we will have to take 40 cents out of every single dollar made in America just to keep this current government afloat at that time. We, for the first time ever, according to all the fiscal authorities in Washington, are giving the next generation a lower standard of living. We've never done that before in this country. And so what are we getting out of Washington? Not just more debt, not just more borrowing, not just more government. We're getting more class warfare. We're getting a message that is designed to exploit people's fears and their sense of envy. Preying on fear and envy does not create jobs. It creates division in this country.
That's right.
You see, you can't love jobs and hate the people who create them at the same time.
That's right.
And so, we basically have a choice to make in this country. And we get to make that choice in this country because we are still a free country and we can exercise that choice. And here's basically the choice. Do you want that American idea that made us such an exceptional country? Or do you want a European-style social welfare state cradle-to-grave society? I mean, will we elect leaders that will take those principles that our founders used to create this country? Liberty, freedom, equality, free enterprise, government by consent of the governed, self-determination. Are we going to take those principles and reclaim this country, or are we going to abandon those principles and go with something else? That's the choice. That's the choice we have before us. And so when you take a look at what's on the line, what's on the ballot in this November, and what's on the ballot 2 Novembers from that, it is basically this decision. And I would simply say the American idea is worth fighting for. Because the idea is... It's a very simple proposition. It's the most noble one that has ever organized a society. Our rights come from God and nature. They don't come from government. It is just that simple. So we've got to reclaim these rights. And we're not here to start a government to give us new rights that they can regulate and ration. We are here to reclaim our government so that we have that opportunity society with a safety net instead of that cradle-to-grave welfare state. We don't want to lull people into lives of dependency and complacency on the government that drains them of their incentive and the will to make the most of their lives. We want our country back. Never has it been so clear Never have the stakes been so high. And I simply want to ask you this, and I'm going to say this as a Republican, because I know not everybody here is a Republican. Hold us accountable after you elect us. All right? The days of not properly defending those founding principles have got to be over. And we can't just be an opposition party, we have to be an alternative party, and we cannot fail you again. Hold us accountable. I just want to leave you with this one thought. The mere fact that you are here tells us we all understand the consequences. We all understand what is on the line, what's happening to our communities. We understand what our government is doing can't work. You eventually run out of other people's money to spend at the end of the day. And you want to make sure that we get this country back. So please, help the candidates that you believe in. Help us restore this country. And you know what? I know we will. I know that we are a majority in this country that believes in the American idea, that believes in these exceptional principles. And because of that, we are going to take this country back. So let's simply just get up and go out there and do it. Thank you very, very much.